What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhyme Style here, and today I'm bringing you my review of Dragon Ball Super in English dub. It's finally here. Now, I will admit, I was not as excited about the English dub happening as I was obviously 6 months ago. I mean, when Super first came out, the one thing that we all wanted as fans is the English dub. But because the Funimation Toei deal took forever to figure out what was going on, and now we're like on episode 73 of the Japanese version of Super, I kind of stopped caring, I'll be honest. But after I've rewatched this episode, or not rewatched, but watched for the first time, technically rewatched, when I watched the English dub episode for the first time on Sunday, which was yesterday, it was exciting. It's like it triggered something inside my mind that turned me into a little kid that reminded me of back in my old days when I was a kid, watching Dragon Ball Z on TV, and it was just so exciting to get to relive through those voices again. It reminds me of when Battle of Gods came out back in 2013. I remember I watched it, I believe, it came out in March of 2013, and I watched the actual movie in Japanese around August, September of 2013, and I loved it. It was great. Like, Dragon Ball Z was back. And then, of course, I watched it in English months later, and that was super exciting, because now I can watch Battle of Gods in English. So that was a great moment to relive, especially the fact that I watched it in theaters. Like, I got to watch freaking Dragon Ball Z in theaters, and hearing all the voices that basically I grew up with. That was exciting Battle of Gods. Fast forward to Resurrection F, same thing happens. You know, we get a brand new movie. They bring back Frieza, who's one of my all-time favorite villains of all time out of any anime. And again, I watched it in Japanese, it was exciting. Then I watched it in English, and it's like it triggers something inside my head that made me enjoy it that much more. Now, before I continue, I will point this out. I love the sub, I love the dub. I'm not one of those people that says the sub or dub is wrong or right, whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer is your preference. In my opinion, I love both. I can enjoy hearing Nozawa, who is an incredible voice actress, put on, you know, the character that is known as Goku, but at the same time I can watch Sean Schemmel do an amazing job as Goku as well. Like, I love both the sub and dub. I want to point that out. I'm not here to say which one is right and wrong, because I know a lot of you guys tend to go to war for which one you prefer. It doesn't matter. What you prefer is only in your hands, and that's what's the most important. Anyway, so fast forward to the Dragon Ball Super. First it aired, I believe it was July of 2015. It might have been June, one of those 2 months. Waiting for the English dub to be confirmed took so long to the point where I honestly stopped caring. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Toei wanted to be on TV, Funimation, and Toei, you know, going back and forth trying to figure out this deal. And all us fans are just kind of basically stuck there watching Dragon Ball Super on a weekly basis in Japanese. And, you know, whatever. We all kind of stopped caring. But after I watched the actual English dub on Sunday, which was yesterday, I was like, this is incredible. This is like my freaking childhood. I can't believe that I'm, you know, years later, here's me as a kid back in the day watching Dragon Ball Z every day after school, and here I am now today. I come home, well, I am at home right now, work from home, but I come home, I sit down, and I can watch Dragon Ball again in English, and that's such an exciting thing to me, just because like when you grow up with something and you stop caring about it, it's like it's a piece of memory that will exist with you forever. However, if you can actually still enjoy it like years later, that's such an exciting thing to me, which is probably how a lot of us can relate to, because we love Dragon Ball. That is so freaking cool. And with that said, I love the fact that Dragon Ball Super is in English now, and the fact that I can watch it on a weekly basis. Now, before I start, I want to say two things. Number one, to watch it, it's on Cartoon Network. I don't know the actual time. I believe it's 8:30 and 11. I might be wrong, but look up just Dragon Ball Super. When does it air? Because I don't want to mention one time, and then you guys live around the world and different times. Just look it up. Google is your best friend. Two, the second reason why I want to review Dragon Ball Super in English is because I wanted to see whether or not you guys actually want me to do weekly reviews. Now, the problem is, I've reviewed all these episodes already. There's really not much to talk about other than the fact that we'll be reliving that same journey in English. So if you guys do want me to do weekly reviews on Dragon Ball Super in English, then I will do my English reviews every Monday, every week, as long as you guys want the content. And if you do want the content, then two things. Number one, leave a comment below saying, yes, do it. And then based on how many comments this video gets, you know, let's say it gets 1,000, 2,000, whatever comments saying, hey, do it, then I'll do it. And as long as you guys like it every single week and enjoy the videos, I will basically relive that English dub moment with you guys, where we obviously know what's going to happen. Some of you guys might be watching for the first time, but for the most part, everybody should have already kind of seen it, but we get to relive that same moment again in English. And two, what is two? I don't know what two is. Basically, if you guys want to do English reviews, just let me know, and I shall do it every single Monday around the same time. So let me know with that feedback down below. But ultimately, let's talk about episode 1. Now, in case you missed it, again, if you've just been living on a rock for the last, like, forever, Dragon Ball Super takes place roughly between, I want to say, 3 to 5 years after the defeat of Kid Buu. This is not after Dragon Ball Z, this is after the defeat of Kid Buu. Because remember, when Kid Buu was defeated, the last couple episodes take place 10 years after that. There's like a random 10-year time skip or time gap that was created purposely in case, Toriyama wanted to come back one day to do more Dragon Ball, and this is exactly what's going on. Now, a lot of us still hope that at some point Dragon Ball Super in the future will go past that time skip, and then they can introduce characters such as Oob, give us Pan, and then give us like, an insight of what Dragon Ball Z, or I guess Dragon Ball, could have been after that time period. I mean, we know we have GT, but as you guys know, GT isn't canon. I hate saying the word canon on my videos, but that's just how it is. I want to see like Toriyama's vision of what would happen in the Dragon Ball world after that time skip, if that makes sense. I mean, if you want to count GT as your own headcanon, feel free to do so, but I want to see like if you have him actually in charge writing the story, how that would actually look, because you have so much potential to just do so much more, and that's what I want to see one day, fingers crossed. But as far as right now, we are taking place roughly, I want to say a couple years after the defeat of Kid Buu. The reason I say a couple years is because Battle of Gods initially took place, I believe, 4.5 to 5 years after the defeat of Kid Buu. It was like right in the middle of that time skip. However, because so much more is going on, it kind of like slightly altered it. I don't really know. They didn't really make much sense with it. I remember when Dragon Ball Super first came out back in 2015. They made it sound like it was 6 months after the defeat of Kid Buu. What they were actually referring to was 6 months after the defeat of Kid Buu. They made the wish that everybody forgot who Kid Buu was, so Fat Buu, Mr. Buu, Majin Buu can live in peace, and people wouldn't be terrified of him just remembering what he did, to everybody when he was destroying people left and right. So that's what they were talking about. But as far as right now, we're somewhere in between that 10-year time skip, most likely around the 4.5 to 5 year mark. But I might be wrong. I don't really have the specifics because they never explained it. But that's where we are right now. I just want to point that out in case you guys ask, where's Oob? Oob is still a baby. In fact, in episode I believe 29, when they're seeking out for more warriors for the Universe 6 tournament, they even mention Oob, and Goku says, oh, he's still a baby at this point because he got reincarnated. So that's going to happen at some point in the future. I hope. Fingers crossed. I don't know. But right now, that's where we are. Wow, it took so long to explain that. Now, what's going on right now is a time of peace. You have Goku freaking, he's a farmer. Chi-Chi wants him to make money. I don't understand how this man has saved not just the world, but the universe. He's like the savior of life, of Universe 7, essentially. He's broke. And Chi-Chi was the only person that can take out Goku, has basically instructed him to go get a job so he became a farmer. But he just wants to train. And even as he tells Goten that, it's like, even though it's a time of peace, you should always get strong and train because you never know what can happen tomorrow, which is funny because we know which direction this arc is going. Because remember, this is the Battle of Gods arc. Unfortunately, we have to sit through, which is another reason why I wasn't as excited for the English dub, is we have to sit through the first 27 episodes of reliving Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Now, Battle of Gods is great because I love how they made Battle of Gods in the anime look a lot more epic than the movie was, my opinion. Remember, opinions, everybody has one. But Resurrection F is a lot better in the movie format, and I actually am not looking forward to that arc when that happens after this Battle of Gods arc is done. But basically, it starts out with Goku training. Also, I love the fact that this man lets his super young son, essentially, I don't even know how old he's at this point just because the time is so weird. He lets his man drive, or this kid, he lets his kid drive the track and then tells him to drive better so he can train. Like, Goku is such a horrible dad, but you can't help him because he's kind of an idiot. Again, I love the fact that I can hear Sean Schimmel's voice again as Goku, and that's the most exciting part about reliving this moment. But basically, this entire episode is more of a lighthearted episode where nothing really happens. Goten and Trunks are seeking out to get a wedding present for Gohan and Videl because they did get married, and the entire time we're just kind of like their journey to get this toilet water, let's call it that. The good water that makes the skin feel better is what they're going for, and they end up getting that at the end of the episode. But I think the best part about this episode, and if you have your favorite moment as well, feel free to share it down below. The all-time best part about this episode was actually Master Roshi. Why Master Roshi? He doesn't even show up at the end. Because Master Roshi finds out how much money Hercule, or Mr. Satan now, by the way, because they did use his unedited name. It's no longer Hercule, now it's Mr. Satan. Mr. Satan gives all the prize money that he got for beating Kid Buu, or Majin Buu, and he gives that money to Goku, and now he can give that money to Chi-Chi, and he can basically rely on training, whereas he doesn't have to get bugged by his wife to get a job. But when Roshi is chocolate. When Roshi finds out about the money, the first thing he does is call him, he's like, you know how much porn I can buy with that? I can even get Blu-rays. That line was probably the best line in the entire episode. And again, hearing that in English just felt so good and epic. Like, I love the English dub. Like, I just gotta say that. And I'm so excited to see that on TV, which, by the way, yes, it's on TV. Cartoon Network, every Saturday. I believe there's 2 time slots. I assume it's the same viewing. I don't know if one's like supposed to be unedited and one's like edited. I don't think it is, because they did say Mr. Satan on both time slots. But yeah, just Google your time zone to see when it airs every single week, and then check it out. And if you do want these episodes on a weekly basis, then just drop us a comment down below, or drop me a comment down below, and I shall make this happen every single Monday. So it's up to you guys. Again, the problem is I already kind of reviewed this, so there's really nothing new to say, other than the fact that we're all just kind of reliving this in English. That makes sense. And then we get to kind of geek out and nerd out over it in the comment section below, along with gameplay around here in the background. But by the way, now we have Hyper Dragon Ball Z for today, just because there was a new Piccolo patch added. Big shout to the Z2 team, and even though I didn't even use Piccolo yet, but you know, we got the computers actually facing off between Goku and Vegeta in the background. But yeah, other than that, nothing's going to happen until about episode, I want to say, 5. The first couple episodes for Dragon Ball Super in English is going to be basically the lighthearted filler stuff, I want to say. I don't want to use the word filler because it's not really filler, but it's like leading up to the major moments. Next week, they didn't show the next episode previews, but next week we got Vegeta going on vacation. I actually really enjoyed that episode. It's like one of my favorite lighthearted episodes in the entire Dragon Ball Super series. And then after that, you know, we got, Beerus who shows up, and then we get into the Battle Gods part, where Goku fights him, goes Super Saiyan God, all that stuff. I guess, small spoiler alert in case you didn't watch Battle Gods. I don't know. Also, one last thing I do want to point out, because I saw people asking me about this. Yes, they are using a Blu-ray version of Dragon Ball Super. If you guys remember, in the initial airing broadcast of Dragon Ball Super, there was a lot of animation and art fluffs, not fluffs, but I guess wonkiness, screw-ups you want to call it. That was all done live and like raw and stuff like that. But now that, you know, we got the Blu-ray versions of that, that's being distributed across the world to the people who are localizing it. And in Funimation's case, you will watch a much cleaner episode 5 when that airs in a couple weeks. I just want to point that out in case you ask. By the way, Funimation doesn't fix any animation stuff. It's all done post, I guess, production after it airs in Japan. So whatever that airs, it's going to look a lot better than it did initially for us when we watched episode 5 a couple months ago, which is a good thing. I mean, it's still not as awesome as it can be, but they did a pretty good job cleaning it up, so keep an eye out for that in the near future. But for now, that's the end of today's video. There's really not much to say. Again, nothing really happens in Super just quite yet, but if you do want these weekly reviews, which is mostly what I want to do this video, if you do want weekly reviews, just let me know by leaving a like. Remember, 9,001 is the goal as always. If you get to 9,001, then we can do something fun and cool, depending on what you guys suggest. So if you also have suggestions, drop them down below. But other than that, break the sky to 9001. Let me know your thoughts on episode 1. Also, the last question: if you watched Dragon Ball Super for the first time in English and you've been basically staying away from the sub version, let me know, because I want to know how many of you guys are actually still left who are just been loyally waiting for the English dub. I want to see where you guys are at with that as well. But other than that, that should be everything. So let me know your thoughts, and I guess I will see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.